So hello and welcome again with English. Now we will go to the poetry section, chapter 1 poem. It might come in your next Ekam Kastuti if these circumstances runs over more and more. So poetry, what is poetry? There are thoughts, there are sentiments that are not imaginations. There are feelings of a person. Few words, few lines suggested by the poet says lots and lots of things. Even our Mahabharata, Ramayana, we can say Ramayana, Mahabharata, Gita, that all are verses in the form of poetry. Yes. So here Robert Frost came in my mind. Robert Frost, a versatile poet, American poet, I think so. He's an American poet. Writes simply but insightfully about common, ordinary experiences of life. Recently, I have taught 2 poems in 10th standard. Both of them were of Robert Frost. What a depth is there in his poetry. You have to study this thing regarding poems also. Who is the poet? How he writes, how he derives his words, what are the criticisms in his poetry. So we can go through the road not taken. This poet's page number 15 in your textbook. Go through it. Poetries are difficult to learn. Some of my students, most probably, they feel bored. As they think that, sir, we don't know anything. So before poetry, I would like to go through the questions given on the page number 16. Where does a traveler find himself? What problem does he face? Now discuss what these phrases you mean. A yellow wood, it was a grassy, and this whole thing. Third one, is there any difference between the 2 roads by poet? What do you think the last line of the poem mean? Looking as this. Have you ever had to make a different choice of your life? Difficulties and this whole thing. After you have made a choice, do you always think about what might mean, or do you accept the reality? Something given by Sri Jawaharlal Nehru. Time is not measured by the passing of years, but by what one does, what one feels, and what one achieves. So now it will be easy for you to go through the poem. For me too. So now the road not taken. So here he has derived life and path of life. We are sometimes mistaken with the path, which path to be choose, which path we are choosing, what is life and where we have to go. Most probably at this age in 9th standard, nowadays on the birth itself, parents used to say, my daughter will become doctor, engineer. Nobody says he will become teacher. The person who makes you doctor and engineer, nobody would like to be a teacher. What is life of a teacher? Nothing. Someone dislikes, someone like teacher. It's good. Hello, how are you? When you are in your class, in your college, so then who is the teacher? Recently, the CEO of Google, I forgot his name, he visited his teacher. He came from America to nearby Bangalore, nearby Karnataka, somewhere. He visited his school teacher. And the teacher at the age of above 80 or so, she was the happiest person at that time. When the CEO of Google, you can imagine, you are using Google everywhere, maps, this, that thing, whatever. Go through Google. The CEO of Chief Executive Officer of Google visited his teacher. And he was the happiest person, and the happiest person was his teacher. A lady teacher, I forgot, Molly something now. Name, not our class Molly. Molly teacher she was. You can't express when they met each other. So let's go. The road not taken. So life has many parts regarding this thing. Now let's read the two roads. Diverge in a yellow wood. Two ways are there. There are yellow wood. And sorry, I could not travel both. Two way. You cannot travel two bikes. You cannot ride. You cannot go through two roads. Only one you have to select. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Yes, Robert has written lots of things in these few lines. That in life we have to go to a particular way. Where to go? Where to go? We are thinking. We are asking our parents. Most probably we especially in India, we are compressed with the feelings, sentiments, thoughts of parents. You have to do this thing, you have to go through here, you have to be a doctor, you must learn this. If I am not interested in science, why I would go to science? Can I make whatever is given in 3 Idiots, a movie, go through this story, this poem also suggests the same thing. The two roads there diverge in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and as a traveler I stood over there and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Means while his development, as we are developing as a child, we are taking a particular way in our life, and where we are looking over. So recently I told that if I don't like science, if I don't like this all English literature and SS and this thing, why I would go to in that field? Field you choose yourself, make a career. Go through a particular point if you are interested in so. In some countries, at a particular age, after age of 11, the child is going in a first standard. No doubt he is learning more and more at a particular mature age. And here we in India, especially in Gujarat, at the age of 2.5, 3.5, we are pushing our children towards toddler and this kids park and this and that and lots of tensions. So he told, I selected a way, and when I looked over the past, what I have done, and then took the other, just as fair, and then I took the another way of my life. And having perhaps the better claim, and I claimed myself that this road, this path of my life would be better for me. What happens? Because it was grassy and wanted wear. The another way was grassy and wanted wear. W-E-A-R. Though as for that passing there, had worn them really about the same. Superb lines. I know my student, you all can't understand this thing, this typical English. But I would try my level best to make you understand. When a person who is choosing a path of his life, instinctively, not instinctively, he insisted, he was insisted by somebody that he must do this. He at a particular level also, he thinks of the other path. He seems that that was good. Then this. Going above, I think so, your head. I know this all thing, but if you all would be in front of me, I could explain you it in a proper way. That a path of life has been chosen by a person. Many difficulties comes in our way. At that time we think that either I have done this or that. Thinks of this thing. Another path of life. We all know what we need. Shortcuts we need. We think of shortcuts. But what happens at the end? We suffer for this thing. So again, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. Life suggests us. Life warns us. It gives a particular warning. If we are going to do some bad deeds, some wrong things, life suggests us. It warns us. Don't do this thing. Though we are doing, might be it in our destiny too. Then what's happened? Both that morning equally lay. It leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the fast for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So he says that when I took my first step, nobody was at that level. Means I took a step for my future, for my life, for my career. Then what happened? In the leaves, no step had trodden black. Another way was there of life. He was looking backward. If I might have gone through that way, I might have succeeded. We are thinking so. That directly going to Ahmedabad, I might have gone through this way or that way or this way or that. Life suggests this all thing. Many paths are there. To pick up the true one, the correct one, the right one is in our hand. Which way to go in our life? Either science, either arts, either commerce, some technically, some educational things are there. So it's up to you. Here he writes, and both that morning equally lay. At that time both paths were there. In leaves no step had trodden black. And the leaves that have fallen had not changed into black. Oh, I kept the fast for another day. I thought I would go to this part next day. This thing I will do tomorrow. This thing I will do that way. I will go tomorrow. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, and I know how to go through this way. If I will go, the next way I will get. So lots of things are there regarding life. Robert Frost has written about life. I doubted if I should ever come back, and I doubted that if I will go through this way of my life, I might come back. If I will do this business, might be profitable, might be losses. So there are different ways of life. I shall be telling this with a sigh, and I am shameful, I am sighful. What? Somewhere ages and ages hence, ages and ages ago, the same system might have happened. What? Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by. And unfortunately, I took the short way. And because of that short way, today I am suffering, and that has made all the differences. And that selecting of ways has made lots and lots of differences in my life. So you all, my dear student, can understand that it's up to us what we select, what we get, which type of ways we have to select. Where to go? We think that if we will go through science section, yeah, our parents suggest no, you must be with science. You must be a doctor. If all of us, all of my dear students will become, of India will become doctors, then what will be the will happen? Select what it insists in your body. What your inner soul says you, what to select and what not to select. Again, I would like to repeat the poem. Two roads diverge in a yellow wood, two paths of life. I'm sorry I could not travel both, I cannot travel the both way. And be one traveler, long I stood, and as a traveler I have to stand, I have to wait. What? For what he have to wait? For the right path of life, here Robert suggests us. I stood and looked down one as far as I could and looked on the both the way, he says. Look down again also, that what I have to select, what I have selected. Two, where it bend in the undergrowth, that from where my development will be. In which path, in which section, which side, which way if I will go, my development will be there. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim. And then I took the another way of my life, another path of man, and claimed that yes, this will be the truth one, because it was grassy and wanted where? The way it was grassy. So here he wants to say that he took a smooth way. Yeah, we are taking the smooth way. Like here grass is there. We are not walking in thorns, in difficulties, but you know difficulties gives experiences. A hard way you choose. It gives you experience to tackle your obstacles in life. So here he says, tackle the obstacles of life. Choose the hardest one. Choose the toughest one. And then you will be the succeeded person. Through as for that passing there had warned them really about the same. Here he says that if you passes the obstacle, if you go through the tough one, you will be beckoned. You will be strong. The experience you get in your life will help you to move further and further. And if you will go through a simple way, what you will achieve? Nothing. Whenever obstacle comes, you will be beckoned. You will move at the backside of your life. Yet, and both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the fast for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Here he says, truly he says, that if I will go through the smooth way, the shortcut, I doubt, obviously I doubt I might be back. And he says, I should ever come back. I doubted I should ever come back. That in a particular situations, in particular criteria, if I will go through, then I will be back. If I will suggest, if I will go through a short way, a shortcuts, short tricks for capturing everything, whatever I need in my life. Go as such a simple, systematic way. And first thing is that what you are interested. You are interested. What your mind, your heart suggests you to do. Do that. I shall be telling this with a sigh, he says. Somewhere ages and ages years. Two roads diverge a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. He says that I took the way which was not used by more people. Means gambling, threatening, taking away some wrong deeds. And what will happen? Our life will be changed. The more we go to this type of scenarios and these all things, we face losses. So the simple way, the simple road that God has given us, we have to travel at that particular instance. So my dear students, Robert says lots and lots of things about life, about humanity, about jealousy, about thoughts, emotions, sentiments, lots and lots of things in his poetry. Two ways of lives are there. One is good way, one is bad way. Whichever way you think is the best one, go throughout your life. You will be succeeded in your life. Best of luck for that. And thank you very much for this thing. If you have any doubt, please say me. Thank you very much.